Hello. Live again. Um I decorated my room. Doesn't it look great? That was custom made. Was not stolen. Just get that out of the way. Um yeah, if you've been keeping up, which I know I have so many subs, so it's everybody's been wondering when am I going to decorate my new room because I just moved into this spot. Start of September. Now, the end of September is the perfect time. So we got ooh, ooh, We got the 3D All Stars posters over there. Got the Christmas lights up. Perfect time for Halloween. We got a little Tears of the Kingdom thing there. Also got some other posters. Tyler the Creator, Better Call Saul, show that I have not finished yet. And they're like gigantic posters too. Also got a Joel Haver poster from a cool little show he did in my town. Um, yeah, but I don't need to show you guys that. Yeah, starting out on kind of a somber note today. Listen, if you've seen the thumbnail and you're like, what? He died? I'm telling, like, if you looked at it for more than a second, you would see that it says 2019 to 2025. So I tried to make it as basically like as obvious as possible where at the same time you might be like, oh shit, for like literally half a second. But the guy's clearly more older than 6 years old. That was just his time as the president of Nintendo of America. So yeah, that's the main news item for today. Was R.I.P. Doug Bowser is retiring. Um, but let's just jump into it. So, hello, welcome to the latest in gaming, my gaming news show coming at you live from time to time. Used to be multiple times a week. Now it's just from time to time. I might be doing it less in October because I plan to make a nice video and I have a full-time job, so it's hard to do more than, like one project. Um, it is September 28th, 2025, and today's topics are RIP to a legend, Doug Bowser is retiring from Nintendo. We got some more details about the Xbox handheld. It got a price and whatnot. A release date? No, it already had a release date, but it got some more details. So we'll go over that. EA is up to some fuckery again. Not like bad particularly, but I don't know. Just there is some bad stuff to it. Some Saudi stuff that we'll get into probably, and maybe more if I feel like talking about more stuff. I have another news story depending on what time it is whenever I get there. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, you could stick around. If you're feeling generous, why not help a brother out? Hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, there's a little bit more ado, I guess. Let me just adjust some stuff here. Now, without further ado, let's just jump into it. So, Doug Bowser, he took over from the legendary Reggie Fils-Aimé in 2019, shortly after the launch of the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, he's been pretty good. Like, it's it's one of those things where it's like, how do you match up to Reggie? And at the same time, it's not just him, it's like Nintendo as a company definitely became a lot more corporate in the last, 10 years or so. Once they really hit it big with the Switch, I find they definitely became a lot more corporate. So it's like, at what point is the CEO having more of a personality kind of a detriment to them that they want them to kind of reel it back in? So, anyways, so he tweeted this the other day, September 25th. Today, I announced my plan to retire from Nintendo. Effective December 31st, 2025, Nintendo has been an integral part of my life for 44 years, starting with Donkey Kong Arcade as a kid in college. It has been an honor to contribute to this incredible company and bring our beloved characters and worlds to fans through our video games. theme parks, and movie experiences. I extend my best wishes to Devin Pritchard as she leads Nintendo of America forward, who is going to be the next president. And thank you all for your passion and support of Nintendo, and you can count on me to remain a Nintendo fan. And then this cute little picture of him and Bowser, which I used in my thumbnail. So yeah, that was. There's some more news to it that I'll get into, including Devin Pritchard and who exactly she is. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's a good time to kind of look back at the last 6 years of Nintendo and, the outstanding success they've had, the problems they've had. It's hard to kind of pinpoint what exactly it is that Doug did. He definitely had some great personality. Like, I remember, I won't be able to find the picture, but whenever he first started, there was like a picture of him, or maybe it was a video that he recorded in like his office, talking about, like the honor or whatever. I can't remember what the topic was, but I just remember in the background there was Mario and Luigi were like tied up with like a GameCube controller, and it was just so like how ironic it is that friggin' Bowser was the CEO of Nintendo, or not CEO, the president of Nintendo of America. Like, it's just so funny, and I think he did a good job. Like, he definitely didn't have the same, like larger than life personality as Reggie Fils-Aimé, but like that's like impossible. Reggie was a legend. And Doug was great as well. Like, I think he did a good job in his time. It was the most successful time for Nintendo in history, I'm pretty sure. Like, they got the movie, Switch 1 did amazing. Switch 2 is doing amazing already, and it's like, yeah, it's weird that it didn't last very long. Like, Reggie was the president for quite a while. I think from the DS, basically right up until 2019, so like over 10 years. He lived through DS, Wii. Was it GameCube at that time? Maybe GameCube, Wii, DS, 3DS, Wii U, and the start of the Switch. So like quite a bit. And then Doug just happened to be around for just the Switch, which I guess they didn't have a handheld thing. But anyways, let's get into the first news story here that I want to chat about. So this comes from VGC. It's Chris Scullion. Doug Bowser is stepping down as Nintendo of America president and COO. He will be, whenever I first seen this earlier, I'm like, he will be replaced by a 19-year-old? No. He will be replaced by 19-year Nintendo veteran Devin Pritchard. Nintendo of America has announced that Doug Bowser will be stepping down as president and COO. Bowser will retire from his role on December 31st, 2025, at which point he will be replaced by Devin Pritchard. Pritchard, who is currently Nintendo of America's Executive Vice President of Revenue, Marketing, and Consumer Experience, joined Nintendo 19 years ago and is described by the company as a long-standing member of the NOA leadership team. She will also join the NOA Board of Directors and become the NCL Executive Officer. Along with Pritchard's promotion, Satoru Shibata, the former Nintendo of Europe president and current managing executive officer, corporate director, and member of the board at NCL, will join Nintendo of America as its CEO, while still continuing his roles at NCL. Okay, don't care about that stuff. Bowser became Nintendo of America president in April 2019 after Reggie Fils-Aimé stepped down from the role, and the company has joked numerous times about him having the same name as Mario's arch nemesis. One of my earliest video game experiences was playing the arcade. We were at that. Since that time, all things Nintendo have continued to be a passion for both me and my family. Leading Nintendo of America has been an honor of a lifetime, and I am proud of what our team has accomplished in both business results and experiences we've created for consumers. Now it's time for the next generation of leadership, and Devin's track record speaks for itself. She's an exceptional leader, and her promotion is a testament to her stronger performance and strategic contributions to the company's growth. I have full confidence that she will guide the company to even greater heights. Pritchard added, I am humbled and excited to take on this new role. Doug has been a fantastic mentor, and I look forward to building on the incredible foundation he has helped establish. With characters and worlds that offer something for everyone, my focus will be continuing to build on Nintendo's legacy of surprising and delighting our longtime fans. I love Nintendo's surprise and delight. That's such a classic thing. While at the same time welcoming new players into the Nintendo family. Paying tribute to Bowser's time at the company, NCL President Shintaro Furukawa stated, during his tenure, Doug made numerous contributions to bring smiles to the faces of people connected to Nintendo. I would like to express my gratitude for his strong efforts. Devin, who will become the next president, has also made many contributions to Nintendo over the years. I'm confident that, like Doug, Devin will continue to support Nintendo's important mission of creating smiles. So who is this Devin lady that they keep talking about? So, this is Devin Pritchard, this lady right here. So this is another news story from Nintendo Life, from Jim Norman. Who is Devin Pritchard? Meet the next NOA president stepping into Bowser's boots. Because it's, out with the old and with the new, I always say. No, but, goodbye, Doug. I guess he'll still be in the role until the end of the year. And they'll be going into the new year with Devin. Yesterday, Nintendo shared the news that none of us could have predicted so soon. Bowser is stepping down from the position. Yeah. The Koopas will have to find a new king. Mushroom Kingdom will have to find a new menace. The kart racing scene will what? Not that Bowser. Oh, we're going to miss these jokes. Okay. Well, we'll be sad to see Mr. B go at the end of the year. It's an exciting time to get to know the new face stepping into his boots. Not literally, we assume. You might have seen Devin Pritchard's name crop up in various conferences and events in recent years, but we actually know surprisingly little about her. So join us as we run through everything we know about the new face of NOA and say a farewell to Not That Bowser in the process. Come on, who knows when we're going to be able to make these jokes again? All right, buddy. Who is Devin Pritchard? Despite appearing at a fair few Nintendo events in recent years, the San Francisco Nintendo store grand opening, a Switch 2 reveal, etc., the name Devin Pritchard may not have entered your sphere, but it should have, because she's far from an NOA newbie. Turn this on, let me just... Oh, that was loud. So this is her talking. Cool. Pritchard joined Nintendo of America in 2006. Holy crap, 19 years ago. Heading up the subsidiary's legal department as its presidency changed from Tatsumi Kimishima to Reggie Fils-Aimé. Remember that guy? Of course I do. She would go on to take leadership roles in the company's marketing, business affairs, and publisher relations sectors before landing her current title as the NOA's Executive Vice President of Revenue, Marketing, and Consumer Experience in 2021. Why is this important to note? Well, because it follows a similar pattern that we have seen with NOA's presidential promotions in the past. Let's not forget both Bowser and Reggie's NOA careers started in the sales and marketing departments, of which they were both vice presidents, and Kimishima came to the role off the back of his work in Pokemon finances. If you want a new NOA president, you look into the internal marketing and finance departments first. With all that background, it'll come as no surprise that Devin Pritchard knows her legal onions. She became a doctor of law at the Gonzaga University School of Law in 2001, and before that got a bachelor's degree in biological sciences from Kansas State University. Okay, cool. Who cares? It seems somewhat counterintuitive, but being the most diehard capital G gamer isn't necessarily a prerequisite to being Nintendo of America president. Of course, we all remember Reggie being very much hands-on in this department, regularly showing what he was playing and for how long. What we can say, he had to go back to play Animal Crossing New Leaf on his Nintendo 3DS. Do we all remember that quote? That was a classic. That was a classic Reggie Fils-Aimé quote. We don't know for sure what Pritchard's video game chops... Okay, where's the fucking... All right. The former NOA employee worked closely with soon-to-be president during their tenure at the company. While they agreed that she's far from a hardcore gamer, they were quick to point out she knows her Nintendo. She definitely loves Nintendo, Krista stated. Oh, this is on the Kit and Krista video. They both used to work at Nintendo. Like all of us, she has these childhood memories of connecting with Nintendo in some way, shape, or form. She's probably not playing games every day for many hours. She's not a core gamer, as we like to call it, but she definitely understands the industry and she understands how Nintendo fits into it. Sorry. Kit was quick to also point out that Pritchard has young children and very much views Nintendo's image through them. I like that. I had some very insightful conversations with her about the industry, about games, and about Nintendo's games, so I think she's really on it. Let's briefly address the Bulborb in there. What the hell is that? Yes, this picture of Devin Pritchard holding a Bulborb plushie, and yes, it is formerly her display picture on LinkedIn from Pikmin. I've never played Pikmin, to be honest. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of info here. I should have read this through before because there's a lot of nothing here. I do like when people get a little extra with their writing, but this isn't working for my show, so frig off. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's really all like actual info on her. So like she's not a big gamer. She has kids, which is good to know. And she looks nice. She looks like a nice person. I think I don't know, I'm kind of excited to see somebody else bring their own personality to it. Like I liked Doug. It's cool to see a lady stepping into the role of president. It's not something you see as much, but it's always a nice surprise, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she'll probably have some sort of interviews coming up soon where we'll get to learn more about her. And cool. It's just, I don't know. I think change can be fun sometimes. People are afraid of change, but I think it could be cool. So next topic I wanted to touch on was the Xbox ROG Ally X, I think it's called. The upcoming Xbox handheld that comes out in a few weeks. And we just finally got some fucking details on it now. So this comes from Andrew Heighton at Insider Gaming. All ROG Xbox Ally versus ROG Xbox Ally X differences, price, and specs comparison explained. So, so how are they different? Because there is already a Asus ROG Ally, and then this is the ROG Ally X. Wait, what? I don't know. The names are so confusing. The ROG Xbox Ally X is more powerful version of the ROG Xbox Ally, effectively making it the better of the two consoles. It has a longer battery life, improved processor, more variations in its ports, nearly double the storage, and a lot more memory, and added impulse triggers. That's fun. Key thing to note is that both devices have the same display and almost identical dimensions. This means that even if you opt for the regular Ally, it will output the same display as the X on the same 7-inch FHD 1080p screen. However, the more expensive X model features upgrades across the board: processor, memory, storage, space, and battery life. If you want to run multiple applications or enjoy some of the most demanding titles, it will benefit you to make the upgrade and opt for the X. So let's check the prices out. So this is US prices. The ROG Xbox Ally X will cost $1,000 US. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. Whereas the ROG Xbox Ally will still cost a pretty penny at $600 US. Wow, that's quite a difference in price there. I don't know what it is Canadian. Let me just check here. ROG Xbox Ally X price CAD. Just a moment here. Oh, here we go. So in Canada, The Ally X will be $1,300, and the regular Ally is $650. Really? Starts at $650. The rod, okay, so it varies depending on which version you get, but I've been seeing a lot of complaints about like, oh, this is crazy expensive, and I feel like that's people looking at it from the perspective of a console, which it is a console in a way, but it's not an Xbox Microsoft made console. This is a computer. This is a PC, and for what's going to be like a pretty high powered gaming PC that you can take mobily, like people are saying like, oh, like you could make the same PC for less, which I'm like, maybe you could. However, this has the simplicity of just being able to buy it and play, because a lot of people don't want to make their own PC. Like me personally, I'm not a PC guy. Like I've dabbled with it in the past, but really like I find it too complicated. I would rather just buy something. Like I had the Steam Deck for a while. I had to sell it because I needed the money, but like I had the Steam Deck for a while and I loved that. And a lot of times I would just play it on my TV. But there's something, the simplicity factor is a big part of it. And like, yeah, this is a gaming PC. If you go out and buy a good nice gaming PC, or like make your own custom gaming PC, like often that's gonna be like $2,000 or more. At least this is $1,000 US. Like I feel like it's pretty fair. And Xbox was planning to make their own handheld at one point, which they're not doing anymore. But there will be more Xbox hardware in the future. There'll be another Xbox, and I assume that's probably going to be cheaper than this, and it's going to be basically a PC. So like if you're really that pissed about this, just wait till the next one, because Xbox Series X and S are only getting more expensive, so might as well just wait till the next console comes out. But I bet that'll probably be like $800 or $900 too. So the competition for handhelds is tough as ever. The Nintendo Switch has been succeeded by the Switch 2, which is already selling well, and the Steam Deck is one of the most accessible devices for portable PC gaming. But both the Asus hardware come in strong with fairly steep US prices and an equally steep US price cost. If you want the most expensive Steam Deck, it'll set you back $650, whereas the Nintendo Switch 2 is $450. It all depends on what you're looking for from a handheld experience, as everyone offers something different. The Xbox Ally is the most powerful unit, but at a steep cost. Yeah, so I guess, if you're comparing it to the Steam Deck, it's definitely steeper, but it also is more powerful, and I think, like, there is definitely something to admire about, like, this being kind of a catch-all. Like, you can play Xbox games natively, which Xbox is the biggest developer, and you can't really play a lot of their games natively. Oh no, you can play them natively on Steam Deck, but not through Game Pass, I don't think. I don't know. It's confusing as fuck. I'll admit that. And I'm not saying I'm gonna buy this. I'm definitely not. And I'm not saying it's fairly priced. I just think the reaction to it is a little much. Although it is the internet, so whatever. So here's comparing the spec differences here. So there's the price. Dimensions are the same. Battery's a little better on the... No. LIX is 60? Wait, isn't that worse? Xbox LIX. Isn't 60 watts worse than 80? Are these... I don't know. I don't know anything about this crap. Whoa, look at that. However, people are like, oh, it's so overpriced and everything. But it's selling pretty damn well. Sold out worldwide. So this comes from Josh Chatlis at Insider Gaming. Asus ROG Xbox Ally sold out worldwide on Xbox Store. How many were they selling? Who's to say? Probably not a ton. Pre-orders for the ROG Xbox Ally X have sold out worldwide on the Xbox Store. It has been announced just hours after they went live. After months of waiting, the ROG Xbox Ally X, and Xbox Ally's prices were confirmed. Holy fuck, get a new name. I am getting sick of saying this name, especially it's supposed to be ROG. Call it ROG. They'll release on October 16th. Just hours after listings went live on the Xbox Store. However, they are now sold out but remain available through Asus or other retailers. Priced at a hefty $9.99, there were questions on whether the ROG Xbox on the ROG would be a hit with consumers given the hefty price tag and competition with the likes of the Steam Deck. Yet just 7 hours after links were posted on X, a follow-up post on the Xbox account announced the system was sold out on the Xbox Store across the world. Admittedly, this doesn't paint a full picture, as many regions were unable to purchase the device off the Xbox Store and must use alternate retailers, though it still shows there's a market for the handheld device. How many were they selling, though? Because maybe they were just maybe they sold 200. The ROG X, that's what I'm going to call it now, the ROG X. And the other one are Xbox's first ventures into the handheld market, which has predominantly been dominated by Nintendo over the years, though Sony has launched several devices. Time will tell on how the ROG X competes in what has become a competitive market, but the early pre-order signs suggest there's enough appetite for the device. So I'm going to talk about myself here. This is something like I was definitely like considering a little bit. Like it's not something I can afford, but there is definitely a desire for it, especially if it comes with like a good dock. It's the thing is like I don't play a ton of handheld. Like I love Nintendo. I play my Switch all the time, but I'm 95% probably playing it on the TV. And if I'm playing it handheld, it's just like before bed or like if I want to like sit in a different spot, like around the house. Like it's not really going places with me too often. I guess like to my girlfriend's house. So like I'm more on like the camp of like I want an Xbox home console. And I was like thinking when the Xbox Series came out, I'm like, oh, I'll wait till it drops the price in a couple of years. Fucking 5 years later, $200 more expensive. Or something like that. Like, goddamn Xbox. And they know like that is definitely because of tariffs. Like their consoles are selling like shit. So there's no reason for them to raise the prices other than for tariffs. Like they're probably losing money on them in a way, or like almost losing money on them. But I don't know. This is definitely really interesting. I was kind of more excited for whenever Xbox made their own handheld, but now they're not planning on doing it anymore. So like now I'm just more excited for whatever the next thing is. Like they're fully integrating like Steam and stuff into the Xbox, which is great, you know, for somebody to be able to play their Steam library native on the same device that they can play their Xbox library native. It's awesome. Like being able to just get one device for all that stuff. And like PC players that have always been PC that just started buying Xbox in the last couple of years have been able to do this already, but not in like a handheld form, I think. I don't know. No, I think there was fucking, I don't know. It's so confusing, man. But it's interesting. I'll say that. Now, let's move on to the next story. Talking about some EA. So this is some weird business stuff I don't care that much about, but I'll go over it. This comes from Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. EA close to deal to sell company and go private. Electronic Arts might be returning to being a private company, according to a new report from the Wall Street Journal. EA is in deep discussions on a $50 billion deal that would take the company private. The report, paywalled, claims that investors include Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Gotta love Saudi Arabia. That was a joke. Fuck Saudi Arabia. This deal, according to the outlet's sources, could be announced as soon as next week. Discussions on price are still underway, but the deal could but the deal could value EA as much as $50 billion. The Wall Street Journal says, while noting that its market's value is roughly $43 million prior to details of the talks going public. The PIF already owns 10% stake that it purchased in 2023. Silver Lake, on the other hand, doesn't have any stake currently in the company, but it does have partial ownership of Unity, which EA has used for past titles. Should the EA sale happen, Wall Street Journal believes it would become the largest leveraged buyout ever, not adjusting for inflation. The current largest buyout ever is the sale of TXU in 2007 for $32 billion. As of publishing, EA stock has risen nearly 15% since news of the deal was first reported. The company's next earning call is scheduled for October 28th, 2025. Yeah, big stuff. So I was seeing like they'll mostly just be doing this to so they can go private, change some things, and then sell the company at a higher thing. So it's like who really cares? Maybe like this could. I just think like this could lead to something that'll be big news eventually. Like maybe Xbox or PlayStation will buy them. I can't imagine though. Like too many companies are being bought. We gotta chill out with that for a little bit there, especially after all the Activision stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta love that the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. Who else got their tickets for the Riyadh Comedy Fest? Man, if you don't know, Saudi Arabia is not the best country. They're not a big fan of gay people or women and lots of other things like that over there, and they make it very, very public. But they get a lot of money, so lucky them. And they got slaves too. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something I wanted to. It was big. It's big news, but it's also like, what does it really mean? We don't know yet. And the last thing I'll touch on for today, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about more stuff, but I will, just to lift the spirits. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 is moving forward properly, Konami says. This comes from Chris Scullion at VGC. It's still not confirmed whether the PS3-only Metal Gear Solid 4 will be included. So, if you don't know, a couple of years ago, I think it was a couple of years ago now, they released the Master Collection Volume 1, and they never said like, oh, there's going to be another one, or maybe they did at some point, but it's like you release something, it's not called the Master Collection, it's the Master Collection Volume 1, so it's obvious that there likely is going to be a Volume 2 at some point, because it only had, like the first half of Metal Gear Solid games, but people really want the next half, which would include, as this says, the PS3 exclusive Metal Gear Solid 4. Peace Walker, I know, is a big one that people like. I don't know. I've never played a lot of Metal Gear except for 5. And I played the demo of that zombie one that sucked. As noted by ex-user Kuwabara357, the game was mentioned during a Metal Gear production hotline presentation during Tokyo Game Show. During the Japanese-only discussion, Metal Gear Solid series producer Noriaki Okamura confirmed that work on Master Collection Volume 2 is continuing and promises to be worth the wait. It has certainly taken quite a while now, Okamura said via fan translation. Since we called the first installment Volume 1, it's only natural to expect a second one, and that's what we said years ago. But as we've repeated several times, we are making it. We've been working on it properly while also producing Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. When the time is right, we'd like to share with you all news on not only its progress, but also the direction going forward. I'm sorry it feels like I always have to say this, but please wait just a little longer. How long a little longer actually means it's hard to say, but the project is moving forward properly, and we believe it's shaping up to be something really enjoyable, so please just wait a bit more. More information is coming. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 was released in October 2023 and includes Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid, which also includes VR missions / special missions, and the HD Collection versions of Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The lineup for Master Collection Volume 2 has yet to be confirmed, but the players are hopeful that it will include the PS3 game Metal Gear Solid 4 and the PSP title Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. One thing though is I know some people were disappointed with the Master Collection and how it wasn't really the ideal way to play some of these games, which is like what these collections should be. So maybe they've kind of taken note of that for this next one, and they're gonna make sure that it's actually good. Although Peace Walker was later remastered for PS3 and Xbox 360 as part of the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection in 2012, Metal Gear Solid 4 has never been re-released outside of PS3, making a large gap for players who want to play through the series on modern formats. References to Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker were reportedly found in the files of Master Collection Volume 1. Cool beans. Yeah, I would love to play through the Metal Gear games at some point. Maybe I'll stream them at some point, but I'd have to buy the Master Collection. I wonder if it runs well on Switch or Switch 2, I guess. Just because I don't know, I'm always looking for excuses to play games on my Switch 2 versus my PS5. So maybe I'll do that at some point. But I know with those games, like, I find with some games when games just have like a crazy story, it just takes me out of it, and I'm just like skip, get to the gameplay. But I know these are those games where it's like you gotta listen to the story because it's crazy as fuck, but it's also cool and weird. So if I ever do play it, I'll make sure to actually pay attention to the story. What else did I want to talk about? I think that's it. Yeah, for updates on my channel stuff, I'm planning to make a video to hopefully come out in October. I've barely started like the planning phase, but it hopefully isn't going to be a huge video. So like, I want to get it out by the end of October is my goal. And a little hint, if you've seen my Elden Ring video, which is my biggest like non-short video, that's what I kind of got inspired by to make this next video coming out. So hopefully people will like it when it comes out, if it does ever. And here, let me just switch this cam over here. Thank you so much for watching. For people that decide to watch this later, I don't think I had any live viewers, but that's all right. I'm not that upset about it. Thanks for anybody that watches this later. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you feel like it, please. Just kidding. And